Hi everyone. I wanted to spend some time today talking about some self-soothing techniques. So, the concept of self-soothing stems from a combination of dialectical behavioral therapy, DBT, kind of with undertones of mindfulness, as well as cognitive behavioral therapy. But basically, there's things that we do in our everyday life that offers some regulation or self-soothing to the system. Now, a lot of times as adolescents or adults, we can find problematic ways of self-soothing. So when we're uncomfortable, when we're bored, when we're upset, we look for things to make us feel better. So, a lot of times in the realm that I work, people come in because some of their self soothing techniques are alcohol, substances, can be internet surfing, watching pornography, gaming, gambling, emotional and binge eating. So, these are sort of a variety of maladaptive ways to soothe and regulate our system because they can be problematic and harmful in the long term. And so what happens is a lot of times we find these exciting behaviors because they allow us to disconnect from our reality. But what happens is we end up avoiding some of our challenges, which lead to longer term problems. So the idea here is that there are about 7 different strategies I'd like to present that can encourage a healthier way of self-soothing. And the first is one of my favorites, and it's about changing up your environment. So this can go in a variety of different ways. I love changing up my office space. I love rearranging the chairs, bringing plants in and out, different types of candles, and it just brings like a new or different energy to the space. I also love rearranging my home. I love putting the couch in a different place, changing up my artwork, my paintings. And, our brains, they crave new experiences and stimulation. So oftentimes, if we can take a look at our environment and change it up, that can be very self-soothing. We can also physically change up the environment by leaving it. So if you are a person that feels quite isolated and introverted and you stay at home, largely in your room, you can make a conscious effort to spend some time in another room, spend some time outdoors. And so changing up the scenery from indoor to outdoor, from room to room, just allows us to build a deeper sense of comfort, and it's very regulating to our central nervous system. So you can change the environment. Another big thing is stretching. So a lot of times when we're told, you need to exercise, you need to get a lot more activity. Yes, that is absolutely a positive benefit, but for some people that can be overwhelming. And so stretching is really healthy as it allows us to clear energy blockages in our system. So if you have an office job and you are constantly sitting or tense, it's good to get up and, stretch your shoulders and, lift your arms and just sort of move around a little bit. And this is really great as well after you receive any sort of upsetting news. If you're a person that gets stuck in a freeze state, moving the body around, just gentle movements, gentle stretching can be really effective for that. I would also encourage taking a warm shower or a bath because the sort of warm water can be very grounding to our system. You can even treat yourself further by adding some bubbles or some nice scents, having a soft towel afterwards, and just sort of making a conscious effort to notice that when you're in there, you're safe, like you're calm, you're comfortable, you're warm, and that is a self-soothing technique. I also love the idea of soothing imagery. And so this is when we take a few moments to gaze at a picture we once took on vacation, a favorite place that we would like to visit one day. Just going into a bit of a meditative state and picturing a place that you feel very connected to. So for myself, I once visited the Grampians in Australia, and I remember this moment where I was sitting by myself on the edge of this really steep mountain, and I was just so comfortable and calm, and I was proud of myself for the journey that it took to get there. And so that is oftentimes a place that I return to in my mind, and I find that very self-soothing. You can also listen to soothing music is very helpful for our system and our soul. And so listening to your favorite tracks have a very big calming effect, or watching some relaxing music videos. And so that is definitely a part of a self-soothing technique. And soothing smells. So essential oils, candles, diffusers, having these around in specific places can really add to relief. If you're a person that's on the go, you can also use some like hand lotion or scented lip balm. And oftentimes if you're feeling nervous or uncomfortable, just putting that on and sort of using an affirmation like I am caring for myself, it can be very helpful. And one of the most important parts of sort of self-soothing is offering self-compassion. And so this is the way that we speak to ourselves. Sort of, you can talk to yourself aloud or internally, but it's almost like talking to yourself like a good friend would, and giving yourself grace and permission to be off balance and anxious and a mess sometimes, and just sort of allowing yourself to say, it's okay that I'm in this state, and I'm trying my best today, and I'm really working on myself. And so having a self-compassionate approach, and if it feels right, sometimes a self-compassionate hug or gentle touching can be very self-soothing to the system. So I sort of lay out these 7 tools because oftentimes I think that having a toolbox full of strategies to help ourselves feel calm and connected and just sort of comfortable and in tune can be very, very helpful. So changing the environment, stretching for 5 minutes a day, taking a warm bath or shower, some soothing imagery, soothing music, any sort of soothing or, really amazing smells, as well as self-compassion is a perfect way to engage in the self-soothing process. That's all for now.